So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the @exit module in Python. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to import @exit, and this only really has two functions in it, but they could be useful, and this isn't a very well-known module either. So we have the @exit.register function and the @exit.unregister function. There are other functions, we could get into them later, but these are the important ones you need to know about. And really the only actual important one is @exit.register. You're probably not going to use unregister really ever, but register could be very useful. So what @exit does is that if you register a function that when the console exits, that function runs. And I'll show you an example. So let's define a function that takes in no parameters, and we're just going to have it print goodbye. And now we are going to register it with the @exit.register function, and don't call the function, just put the function name there, and it will give you back the function name. So this could be used as a decorator, as we'll see soon. And now if I exit using the exit function, or if I import exit from sys, or if I use Control D, here I'll just use the exit function, it says goodbye. Because @exit knows that in its registry there is the function func, and it runs it, and that prints goodbye. So that's what happens. So that's how you could use it as a function, but you can also use it as a decorator. So we'll see by importing @exit again, and we're gonna say @exit.register, and we're gonna define the function again, and we could print goodbye again. And it's going to work the same way, there's no difference. But then there's something else that the @exit.register function could do, is let's say we have another function that takes in some parameter, and maybe I'll print out goodbye name. Here. We can register this and give it a name in the registry. So we would say func0, and then as the name we will say goodbye func0, let's say. And now if we exit, it will first, I'm pretty sure it'll first call this function and then this one, because that's the first one because it's first one in, last in, first out. So that's register. Now we can look at unregister. So we know that if you, let's import it again. We know that if you register a function, and that's what's called when you exit. But what happens if you decide that you don't want to register this function? Let's say you ask for some sort of user input, yes or no, and if they say no, then you want to unregister this. Let's say, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but there might be some reason you'd want to do that. So the way you would do that is by using @exit.unregister, and you would put func here. And now if you exit, nothing happens. Okay, there's just a few more things I could show you. There are some functions that are preceded by an underscore. So they're more implementation details, but they could be useful. So Here, let's see. So one of these is n callbacks, I think. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah. Wait 1 second. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so it gives you 2, let's say. So I'm pretty sure if you register something, will increase the number. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it works, but it's something like that. Let's see. Yeah, now it's 3. So that could be useful if you need it for some reason. And let's say instead of let's say you have a bunch of functions. Let's register another function. Okay. There. Okay. And now at exit dot and callbacks is 4. Okay. And let's say you want to run all these functions even though it's an exit. You can actually do that through run, I think it's like this, run exit funcs. Yeah. And now if you check the end callbacks, it's actually back to 0 now, because after you run all the exit functions, it clears all of them from the amount of callbacks. So it's actually down to 0 now. And we could re-register them if we want, like this. Okay, and at exit dot and callbacks should be 2 now. Yeah. Okay, so that's if you want to run all of them. But what if you don't want to? Let's say you want to unregister all of these functions. So you could go through every function and just unregister them. But what if you have a lot of different functions? I don't know why, but maybe you do. You could use the at exit dot clear function like this. And now you can check the end callbacks, and it's at 0 again. Okay, so it doesn't mean you should use these underscore preceded functions, as they're probably just implementation details, but if you could put them to use, then go ahead, I guess. So that's it for this video, and see you in the next one.